Mega Gyarados raid day is coming up in Pokemon Go, and by the end of this video, you'll know the best counters to solo this Pokemon, everything else the event has to offer, and the best tips to help you make the most of it. So the event does take place on Sunday, August 31st between 2 PM and 5 PM local time. But what exactly does this event have to offer? Well, for the bonuses, Mega Gyarados will be appearing more frequently in raids, and raids will be resetting every 30 minutes. Gyarados caught from raids will have a boosted 1 in 10 shiny rate, so it is probably going to be the best chance to get this shiny, and it will also be coming with Legacy move Aqua Tail, and I will be going through whether or not you want this move for Mega Gyarados later on in the video. You will also be able to receive up to 5 free raid passes from spinning gyms, and these will be additional to the daily free raid pass you get, and you can keep your daily free raid pass from the day before, so you can actually get a total of 7 to use on this day. Do note that the 5 free raid passes you get for the raid day will expire at the end of the event at 5 PM. You can also get an extra free premium raid pass that won't expire if you join a community ambassador meetup. To do this, head to the Niantic Campfire app and check your local area to see if there are any community ambassador meetups for this raid day. Then when you go to the meetup, you can check in via the Niantic Campfire app to receive a timed research. Upon completion of this research, you will receive a premium raid pass. And as this raid pass doesn't expire, you can choose to use it on any raid boss that you want outside of the 3 hours of the raid day. And for those that can't get out and raid in person, the remote raid limit will be increased to 20 from August 30th at 5 PM until the 31st at 8 PM PDT. And there is also an optional event ticket that will cost $5, and it will get you 8 additional raid passes from spinning gyms. You'll have an increased chance of getting Rare Candy XL from raids, and you'll get 50% more XP and 2 times Stardust from raids. These effects will be active between 2 PM and 5 PM on the raid day, August 31st. And do note that because of the overlapping Sun-Kissed Shores event, if you get the event ticket, the XP bonus from winning raids will stack with the 2 times XP from winning raids that you get from that event. So in total, you will get 3 times XP for winning raids. This means you'll get 30,000 XP per raid and 60,000 with a lucky egg. So definitely worth doing a load of these raids with a lucky egg active if you're trying to get as much XP as possible before the level 80 update. You can also pick up this event ticket for the same price on the Pokemon Go web store, but you will get a bonus premium raid pass with it, so definitely worth picking it up from the web store for this reason. And when buying it from the web store, you will get an increased amount of reward points, which will progress reward road more quickly, and this can get you some premium items at no extra cost. But to know whether or not this ticket is worth purchasing, we first need to know whether Mega Gyarados is actually worth raiding. Is it any good in Pokemon Go? So it does take 300 Mega Energy to Mega Evolve a Gyarados for the first time, so it will take at least 2 raids to get the energy you require. It's the 5th best Water type raid attacker with Waterfall and Hydro Pump, and it's the 8th best Dark type with Bite and Crunch. So as a raid attacker, it doesn't need any legacy moves including Aqua Tail to be at its best. However, when it comes to Go Battle League, Gyarados is ranked 54 in the Master League, which is a decent rank considering the top ranks are mostly dominated by legendary and mythical Pokemon. It does however want Aqua Tail to be at its best in Go Battle League, so if that is the goal for your Gyarados, then you will want to raid it during this event. Not only that, but evolving Magikarp into Gyarados does require 400 Magikarp candy, which is a lot if you haven't managed to play events where Magikarp spawns have been boosted. So doing a Mega Gyarados raid will get you an instant encounter with Gyarados, so you can skip using all that candy for evolution and use it for powering it up instead if you wanted to. And there are also some other reasons why you might want to play this event. Firstly, raid days are great events to play in general, and for free to play players in particular, because of the free raid passes you get to raid with. And even if you aren't particularly interested in the featured Pokemon, these free raids will get you a decent amount of rewards, including XP, Stardust, and Rare Candies. And Rare Candy can be turned into candy for any Pokemon that you want. So this is useful for fueling adventure effects, because the Pokemon that you need candy for these adventure effects don't come to raids that often. But you could use this Rare Candy on any Pokemon of your choice really, like mythical Pokemon for example. You can also get TMs from these raids, and charge TMs in particular are very useful when there is a Team Go Rocket takeover, of which there is one coming up on September 16th, where you will be able to use charge TMs to remove frustration from your shadow Pokemon. So this raid day could definitely benefit your charge TM supply. Raid days are also really helpful for evolving Galarian Yamask and Hisui and Quillfish, because to evolve them you need to have them as your buddy and complete 10 raids. And with Mega Gyarados being a Water and Dark type, it will help you with the evolution of Kubfu into the Rapid Strike or Single Strike forms of Urshifu, where you need to beat 30 Water or Dark type Pokemon respectively in max battles or in raids whilst Kubfu is your buddy. Likewise, this will help the evolution of Bisharp into King Gambit, where you need to make Bisharp your buddy and beat 15 Dark or Steel type Pokemon in raids. So whether the ticket is worth picking up, it generally depends on what you want from the event. But if you are just shiny hunting, I would recommend using the free passes first, and then if you don't get the shiny from the free passes, you could then think about buying the ticket. But if you are looking for a decent Gyarados for raids or for Go Battle League, and you're looking to maximize XP, Stardust, and Rare Candy XL, then this ticket is going to be worth picking up for you. You may however find better raid pass value in bundles in the in-game shop, and the green premium battle passes do have more value than the orange ones that you get from this ticket, because you can use them in Go Battle League as well as raids, and they won't expire either, so that's something to bear in mind. Now if you do decide to raid this Pokemon, what are the best counters for it? So Mega Gyarados has a raid CP of 47,142, and the 100% IVs for Gyarados from these raids are 1937 and 2422, boosted in rainy or windy weather. Mega Gyarados is a water and dark type, therefore it is weak to fighting, bug, grass, electric, and fairy type attacks. The best counters are Mega Lucario, Mega Sceptile, Mega Heracross, Mega Gardevoir, Keldeo, Kartana, Shadow Raikou, Lucario, Shadow Sceptile, and Shadow Conkeldurr. And for budget counters which are generally easier to obtain and to power up, I would recommend Lucario, Hisuian Decidueye, Meowscarada, Conkeldurr, Breloom, and Rillaboom. Now this raid can actually be soloed with the best counters at high levels. It could however be a pretty tough solo, but for example you could do it with a Mega Lucario that is over level 40 when Mega Gyarados is using its weaker moves like Bite and Crunch for example. And some tips for soloing, I would recommend making a pre-made battle party with Mega Lucario in the first slot, then battle with Mega Lucario with Force Palm and Aura Sphere, and when Mega Lucario is on very low red health during the battle, back out of the battle into the lobby, heal it up, and then rejoin that battle with that pre-made battle party. This is a lot quicker than letting Mega Lucario faint because you don't have to revive it as well. So as long as you're quick with this healing and rejoining the battle, doing it on repeat and dodging Gyarados' charge attacks as much as you can, then you will get the win. However, taking a second trainer if you can will be a lot easier, and if you do have one or more other trainers with you, make sure to party up so you can use party power, which will make the raid a lot easier. And if you are using party power, the best counters do change a little bit because of the way party power boosts the damage of charged attacks. So the best counters with party power will be Mega Lucario, Mega Sceptile, Regieleki, Mega Heracross, Mega Gallade, Shadow Zapdos, Shadow Raikou, Zekrom, Mega Venusaur, and Mega Lopunny. And if you want to maximize candy for Gyarados from these raids, you can use Peanut Berries to catch it, and you can Mega Evolve any Pokemon to get more candy because it is a raid caught Pokemon. But if you do want more Candy XL, then you do need to Mega Evolve a water or flying type such as Blastoise, Slowbro, Gyarados itself, Swampert, Kyogre, Charizard Y, Pidgeot, Pinsir, Aerodactyl, Salamence, or Rayquaza. And if you can, make sure to Mega Evolve a Pokemon that is at the max Mega level so you can get more Candy, XP, and chance for Candy XL. And if you do struggle with catching Gyarados after the raid, I would recommend using one of the Kyurem Adventure effects. Black Kyurem's Free Shock Adventure effect will increase catch rate by 25%, and it stops the Pokemon from moving around so it's easier to land a throw on a stationary target. Or you could use White Kyurem's Ice Burn Adventure effect, which will increase catch rate by 50%, and it will slow down the catch circle when it's small to allow you to more easily land excellent throws. And if you are looking to mirror trade some Gyarados potentially to reroll IVs or to get lucky Gyarados, I would recommend waiting until the new season starts on September 2nd at 10 AM local time, because you will then get the seasonal bonus that rewards 1 extra candy when trading and a guaranteed Candy XL when trading. But if you aren't interested in raiding Mega Gyarados, you could still use the increased remote raid limit to raid other Pokemon that are in raids outside of the 3 hours of this event. And because of the Sunkissed Shore event, in 1-star raids will be Slakoth wearing a visor and all 3 forms of Tatsugiri in their respective regions. In 3-star raids will be Alolan Raichu, Alolan Marowak, and Dondozo. In 5-star raids will be Necrozma, and in Mega raids will be Mega Salamence. But which of these are actually worth raiding? Well, despite Slakoth having no meta relevance currently apart from maybe slacking as a gym defender, this Pokemon is a rare costume variant and who knows when or if it will return to the game. So it is a good time to get this Pokemon and potentially hunt the shiny. Tatsugiri don't have any relevance, but it could be worth remote raiding the ones that aren't available in your region. Likewise, Dondozo doesn't have relevance, but it is a pretty new release that can be shiny. And Alolan Raichu and Alolan Marowak don't have much relevance either, apart from Alolan Marowak having some play in the Great League, but they are both perma boosted shinies. Now Necrozma is available in 5-star raids, and despite the fact that you won't get Lunar or Solar Fusion energy from these raids because you can only get them from the Fusion raids, it might still be worth raiding Necrozma. This is because for the Fusions, the IVs and the shiny status are taken from the Necrozma, meaning that if you get a shiny or a Hundo Necrozma from these raids, you will still be able to use this Necrozma when you eventually get energy to make a shiny or a Hundo Fusion. Dawnwing's Necrozma is the best ghost type attacker in the game, with best moveset, Psycho Cut and Moongeist Beam. It's also ranked 17 in the Master League. And Duskmane on the other hand is the 3rd best steel type attacker with Metal Claw and Sunsteel Strike, and it's ranked 21 in the Master League. And Mega Salamence is available, and this Pokemon is well worth getting access to, with it being the 5th best Dragon type with Dragon Tail and Draco Meteor, and it's the 3rd best flying type with Dragon Tail and Fly. However, if you do have access to Mega Rayquaza already, Mega Salamence is less of a priority to raid. Salamence is also ranked 77 in the Master League, and you might also want to raid this to get get candy for Shadow Salamence, which is the 6th best dragon type attacker and the 4th best flying type. And as you play the raid day, the following Pokemon will be available in the wild: Psyduck, Shelder, Marill, Shuckle, Wingull, Tepig, Helioptile, all 4 forms of Oricorio in their respective regions, Bounsweet, Sandygast, Lechonk, and rarely a lone Exeggutor. And the highlights of these encounters are Shelder being a Stardust boosted Pokemon that does give 1000 Stardust per catch, and Marill is also a highlight if you want a Great League Azumarill, with it being ranked 21. And if you want to know what else is going on in September in Pokemon Go, then I recommend checking out this video on the screen next.